Like test one, two, 1, 2, let's go. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to identify as the CEO of Black Corp. Or is it Black Corp? Um, oh God, I've forgotten the name. CEO of God. Why did I write this down? Anyways, something incorporated. BlackRock, yeah. I'm going to be going as the CEO of BlackRock Incorporated. And I mean, as a trader, I think, well, it's important to like have an identity so that or you can just be yourself if you are disciplined and all. But for me to be more disciplined, like I'm going to identify as the CEO of BlackRock, and I'm going to imagine I'm managing like billions of dollars, and like I can't do dumb shit. So I mean, as a CEO, like you have to be. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Um, Let me quickly share my screen or window. This is actually late. This is Tuesday right now, or like Tuesday morning. So hi photo channel. Let's start from the let's start from the um let's look at the weekly calendar. What do we have this week? On Monday, we just have JPY. So yeah, Monday, nothing really. Something might have happened, but we'll go over it and see. Tuesday, we have USD core retail sales and retail sales. Then Wednesday, we have GBP, CPI. We have USD 8:30 a.m. This is New York time, by the way. We have CAD 11:15. We have 2 p.m. FOMC Federal Funds Rates. And then we have 2:30 FOMC press conference. I will actually be interested in this, but by 2:30, because let's hop on the charts first. We have NZD in the evening. We have AUD in the like night. New York time. That is on Wednesday. Then on Thursday we have CHF Swiss franc 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. They also have GBP policy summary 7 a.m. We also have USD bank holiday. So like this would be nice to see like the cross pairs move. Friday we have GBP retail sales 2 a.m. Then by 2:40 a.m. we have JPY government where that speaks. That is not really important, but yeah. So this is what we have on our weekly calendar, like navigating through like the charts throughout this week. It will be very important to use this calendar. So let us get straight into it. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible. So I'll just go straight to the point. AUD, we're looking at price drawing to this fair value gap here as of last week. So as of last week, we were at around here. I actually called out a sell, but when CPI, I called out a sell from here. So my thought process was like, I mean, price has taken out this high into this fair value gap, into this mitigation block here. Then we broke down. So my sell was from here in this candle here with stop loss just here. But if CPI came out and we traded up here, then before we saw the down move like throughout the week. So now, if I were to look at where price came to, like it came to like, for to mark this out, I'll go to the 1 hour. So if you look at this here, that was where price was retesting. Price was coming back to retest that area. The high of this candle is 0.89378, and that other block is 0.89378. So yeah. So now we opened up this week. We created an order block here. So like this definitely looks bearish. Personally, like this is screaming bearish because I still feel like price needs to draw to this fair value gap here. We're already retesting the other block that was made. So I would like to see price just already like trade bearish and drop to this other block. So let me look at this. Everything looks good already, but we'll have to wait for London, to be honest. We'll have to wait for London Q zone because now it's like 7 p.m. And so yeah, that is that on that. Let's go to AUD If I'm not seeing anything on a pair, I might just skip it, to be honest. As of last week, this area was marked out, 50% of this area reacted from here, and now we're back here again. So like price coming back here does not look like price has plans to respect this area here. It just looks like we're going to trade through it. So I think most importantly, we'll be watching out for the daily, but we'll have to wait for this candle's closure. I need to wait to see how this candle closes. Then probably the next day we can like get a tap into the fair value gap, then keep going higher. But as of last week, we closed like bullish on the daily. Okay, let me add this. Let me also add this. So that is that with AUDJPY. What do we have here? Weekly time frame. We have this fair value gap here. We're looking at this fair value gap here and price, like price reacting from here. But looking at this, price is somewhat reluctant. Like as of last week, it was like indecisive. If we look at it from a large like perspective, like it was just consolidating like all through. So it feels like this in market maker sell model: accumulation, accumulation, reversal, distribution, another distribution going on here before the final push down to either this favor look up here or the lows. So this should be something we should be watching out for. Let me put this. So I'm going to let me analyze DXY so that we'll not need to look at all the major pairs. As of last week, DXY, we're looking at bearishness basically because we have been bearish on this pair. So I, I stated that price does not need to retrace deeply. If price needs to retrace deeply, that means price is going to come to this high, and that would depend on what we see on the daily time frame. That is, if price closes, starts to form bullish structure, but that did not happen, and yeah, price was bearish like trial last week. I don't really expect much this week, to be fair. Let me what are the key areas we can price already has traded efficiently. Okay, we have this gap here. Let me clear this because it's becoming. Let me just mark out this gap. So this we'll be watching out for this area for price to trade here and then just go lower. This is from the daily perspective now. So I see bearish on this, like we'll have a bearish on DXY since like here. Let me go to the monthly to be more. Yeah, since this point here, we've been like bearish on DXY since around here. So we have these lows here. So long term, it would be nice to actually see price take out those lows. So let me go to see the CHF. If I can recall what was happening on this pair. I believe it was consolidating. Okay. As of last week, let me go to the weekly time frame. We have okay, yeah. As of last week, the plan was for price to trade above these highs to the 50% of this week before trading lower, but we didn't see that. So it looks like price is just stuck in a range, to be honest. It just looks like price is stuck in a range. Let me take this off. Let me go to the daily. Let's see what we have on the daily. Price traded back to this fair value gap here. I will react it from there. I really want to see price like trade here, to be honest. Like above these highs. Like I feel like that might be the major move. Like that would be like when the major move will start on this pair. We just need to take out these highs, to be honest, into this area here. So we'll watch out for that. Basically, let me add this. CADJPY. And this pair was tricky last week, I can't lie, because it was my bias was bullish because there's nothing. This was where we're at, like at this point, we're analyzing this candle. So there's nothing like there's no reason to be bearish. Like the whole structural wise, order flow wise, everything is screaming bullish. So as of last week, let me go to the 1 hour. At this point, I was looking at price to trade from here and to go bullish, but price did not go bullish from here. I was just watching this basically after the AUDCAD loss. I was watching this, but price like went bearish from here, and the reason was because we already tapped into a higher time frame. If we go to the weekly, we'll be able to spot that out. Or I think it's the daily. Yeah, it's the daily time frame. We already tapped into a higher time frame. Mark out this high and mark out this area. So just before CPI, we already tapped into this area just before CPI. So I believe that was what caused this movement here before we finally resume bullish. So I believe this pair is still like bullish. We'll still keep going up. This week is already like this weekly candle is already moving. So I'm not going to chase it. So let's look at Euro AUD. Uh, Seems like this, to be honest, is tricky because this weekly candle can end up closing below this. Because I think from this point, we're looking at bearish price action, but depending on the reaction we get from the key PDRs, and we're not getting any reaction. So now I've created like another break of structure. Other flow is looking bullish. So this would be the key areas to watch out for. But I'm not fully convinced that like we're going to go bullish from here, to be honest. I'm not fully convinced yet until let me add it to my watch list because we'll be watching out for it. So I'll say that is neutral. This pair has just been like so much weeks. It's not something that I believe I want to participate in because I've been looking at it like I think from here and it has just been like it's not ready to move. It has just been weakening and so yeah, so let's not waste too much time on that. So this is looking bullish unless we get like a change in delivery states. But at the moment it looks bullish. But let me see. Let me clear. Just the only key area that I can see is just this on the weekly time frame. I can't really see any bullish PD area that we can like reference. But yeah, we can reference this and we can let me put that. We can watch out for that. It has been tight. Price looking like a bearish flag. I don't know if you can see the pattern. It's looking like a bearish flag. So I think that can be like a sentiment. Like okay, price will probably go bullish. Euro JPY, this pair has been bullish. It's just like catching a falling knife, or rather, yeah, if we invert it. So we're not going to be chasing this because it has just been going up. So there's nothing to do here. We're not going to be chasing this, to be honest. So we'll just let that be. What do we have here? Let's look at the weekly. I think this is similar to this. Okay, this is similar to this on the daily time frame. Similar to this. And so, yeah, same thing. Okay, I think it's similar to Euro AD, yeah. So, same thing, Euro NZD weekly time frame. Let me look at this. Looks bearish and bullish, sorry. This looks bullish until close below this low. But let me mark this out. So watching out for, I feel like we might consolidate for a while, then finally take out the low before going up, if I to go bullish. Like that's what I just feel might happen. Euro USD, you have to just translate the dollar to this pair. So if we are marking that gap, we'll be watching out for this. Yeah, watching out for this favor look up here. And so this area here, we're watching out for this area for price to trade here, then go bullish. Although I've taken out this high, so this might be like low probability, but price needs to get there first. Then let's see what happens there before we make a decision or take a trade. This is similar to Euro. On the daily time frame, this looks really rough. Like, what can we, like, what can actually come out from this? This does not look good to me. Most especially the weekly time frame, it does not really look good. So we'll just let that slide. Yeah, this pair, like this other block here, price has traded here twice. So, okay, let's just mark this out as areas that price can come back to. Because that would be like a proportion block. So we also have this favor look up here on the daily time frame. So if price comes here, I'll be okay with it. Like even if price does not like reach here, if price just taps into this favor look up, I'll be okay with it. But what can happen is that price can tap here, react, then come back and take out that high and tap here before finally going bearish. So that is a scenario. Those are the two scenarios I'll be watching out for. But on this pay, I'll say we're bearish. Like so GBP CHF, same with this. We'll just mark out this area. This looks good, to be fair. Looks good. Let me add it to my watch list. So this, we'll have to take out this high first because I'm not comfortable with this close. I'm not comfortable with this. That is Monday's close. I'm not comfortable with that. So we'll have to take out this high probably then before we look for bearish pricing. JPY is like JPY is very weak, oh, like because GBP JPY this is screaming bullish. But this pair I don't feel like it's something we should engage in because the way the weekly previous week closed, okay, this looks cleaner than it actually looks cleaner than Euro JPY because we're not at the middle of nowhere. At least we have areas we can reference here. So we'll be watching out for this. Let me add this to the list. So we'll be watching out for price to like come there, then we'll see the reaction. I don't know already. This weekly, it looks bearish already. So, like, for us to be fully convinced, this weekly candle needs to close. But I mean, the weekly candle does not necessarily need to close. We can already use this other block here, and we'll go to the one now. So what we'll do, I'm taking out this low, traded here. That's where the reacting from there. The daily looks bearish, but we need to see how this day will close. That is today. We need to see how today will close. If we are going to close like at least above the 50%. If we close above the 50%, then price will just need to retrace a little before going up. But right now, this looks bearish, but I don't want to conclude that like we're bearish yet. I don't want to conclude that yet because I mean looking at the order flow, I mean you can see that price like broke structure here, but it was just a sweep. So this can just be price taking out liquidity. And let me just basically mark 50% of this daily time frame. Just look at how price is respecting this area. So yeah, let me add this to the watch list. I'll say this bullish, but also like we said previously, we have to wait for the daily candles to close. Like this is like high risk. High risk in the sense that it's risky. Then waiting on this daily closes is like low risk. It's not that risky. GBP USD, I can't see anything we can reference here unless price is coming back to this other block here, in which price has like touched multiple times. But yeah, thank you. Well, I've been looking at price to trade here for like a while now. Price has just been drifting to this high slowly, but it will make sense for us to like trade here first before taking out this high. Because once we take out this high, well, before we conclude that okay, price also traded, we have to wait for some sort of like break of structure and change of order flow, probably on the daily, not on the weekly, because weekly might be too like far stretched. Yeah, on the daily, and that might be harder because it will be like we have been bullish, and it will really give many like fake outs. Like you might think, okay, this is the sell, but it might give okay one more push. Then you would think that that is the top. Then it's like that sort of thing. That's what I feel will happen if we take out this high first. I will try to aim for this fair value gap as a target. But it will make more sense if we trade here first. Then we'll just be fixed that okay, yeah, as we are as far as traded here, our target is just here. Yes. Man, all the NZD pairs, it has been consolidating like looking at it, has been consolidating except NZD JPY basically. But yeah, this same thing as we're looking at this gap here, same thing we spoke about on Nasdaq. We can like bring it over here. So USD this pair, I will say, yeah, DXY is bearish, so we should be bearish here. The only thing I can reference is this. If price should trade efficiently here, because this fair value gap is fast stretched, to be honest. But yeah, there's possibility, but the probability to me is not really there. So what I'll be watching out for is this area here. I'll also be watching out for if I were to go deeper. I'll be watching out for the 50% of this fair value gap here. So that is that on USDC. Yeah, this pair USDC HF. I'll just mark it out. Okay, USDC. Let me go to the daily time frame. Let me see what the daily time frame is like here. Price is efficient like here. So like I don't really trust this, to be honest. I don't trust that. This looks more trustworthy. We need to see what will happen here because at least there is something to reference here. But on USDC, there's really nothing to reference except probably on the weekly time frame. I can mark out the 50% of the fair value gap and like the inefficiency here. That's on the weekly time frame. Price has not traded here efficiently. So USD JPY, for some reason, price does not take out this low. Uh, USD JPY traded here, we reacted from here. Already price is looking like because we have reacted from this rejection block, like price forming these wicks, like as if it's price is rejecting this area here and it just wants to go bullish. But I'm not convinced yet until I think next week it will really be good to see what we have here because we have to see how this candle will close. If it will close above this, then yeah, they were good for bullish. Yeah, so last week, like we called out a trade from here, I believe here from there. So people that are still holding it, I mean, they are good. I was watching out for this last week because we marked out this area, but from what we stated last week, we're bullish on this pair, but this was giving bearish signs, but we're not fully confident that okay, price is going to like respect this to go bearish. So if you look at what's happened, basically, yeah, price traded here, traded price was respecting the 50% of this area here, but we ended up closing above. But on the 1 hour, price was using this as like it was just trading through it until we finally got the up move here. So, so yeah, that is that. What? Let me go to the weekly time frame. This is just bullish. It's just screaming bullish. Let me mark this. Let me go to the daily. So we'll just say this area here. So yeah, so that's the area we're watching out for. In line with this is a mitigation block. So we're watching out for this area here. Have we taken out this high? Okay, prior taking out this high. Well, I've not traded the 50% of this week. So we'll be looking at how let me add this to our watch list. We'll be looking at how we react from here and then probably get a trade. So all updates will be dropped on yeah, this area is looking good to be honest. So all updates will be dropped on like the Telegram group. So if you are not there, you need to like join in. I'll leave the link in the description. So yeah, if you find this helpful, I mean, you can like, subscribe, you can leave a comment, like you can tell me how I can improve the content. So yeah, stay safe, good luck, good trading. CEO of BlackRock Incorporated signing out. Mm.